G'day, I'm Helen, an Aussie chef. Tonight I'm going to show you how to cook honey pork. For those of you who have not used a pork fillet before, there we go, that's a whole pork fillet, and that price for that, that's about 750 grams, and that cost me $5. Very undervalued piece of meat. Not very many people use pork fillet. So tonight I'm going to show you how. With the pork fillet, you can see how it's got a line of sinew. It's very important to take that off your pork fillet, otherwise it makes it very tough. I'm only going to use half this pork fillet tonight because I'm only cooking for 2 people, but you'd probably be able to get away with using this whole pork fillet for 4, depending on your serving size, but tonight we're just using a half. So a good trick is to take away, you've got to need a sharp knife, you've got to take away the trimming of the sinew. You just slide your knife underneath and take it away. It's quite simple. The little bit of fat here doesn't matter, it's just the sinew you want rid of. And there it is, it's all pretty much fine. Nice, even. Because I'm only using this for 2 people, I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to use that other half for another meal another day. But tonight, I'm going to turn my stove on. Just so that we can get the right temperature. You need a medium heat. So as you can see, I've got my pork fillet. We're going to cut that in medallions. Out of that, I've got 6 medallions, which will leave 3 medallions per person. Okay, there we go. You've got your 6 medallions there. I'm going to use a meat mallet just to bash it up a little bit, just to flatten it to get the right thickness. There we go. 6 pieces of pork medallions. Okay, your pan, it is at a good temperature now. If you're doing this on an electric stove, you've got to have like a medium heat. If you're doing it on a gas stove, still medium heat, but there's one point of it you've got to be a little bit careful because the flames, it will flame. So we're just, at this point, we're just putting a splash of oil in. Just simply so that it won't stick. There we go. And then while we're doing that, we're going to put a bit of butter in, so just a knob of butter, around about 20 grams. Over here, I've got some flour, and I've seasoned that flour with salt and pepper. So now we're going to lightly coat each pork fillet medallion with salt and pepper and put it into the pot and to the frypan. This is a very, very quick dish. We don't need the flour anymore. Okay, we're just letting that cook until it's a little bit brown on one side, and then we're going to turn it over. You can see on the edges it's a bit brown, so we're turning it over. No time at all, that's only taken maybe just over a minute. You're basically only sealing the pork. If you find that there is an excess of butter, you can just drain some of the butter away or leave it in there for just that nice buttery flavour. See, it's still a little bit pink, so I'm just going to flip that one over again because that's still just a little bit pink. So if you want to, you can just turn it over again. That's totally up to you. Okay, now it's both, they're nearly cooked on both sides, so now I'm going to add some brandy. I've got about a nip of brandy. Now I'm going to take it off the stove simply to show you how to do it. If that was on a gas stove, when you put that back on the stove, it would flame. So always take it off the stove when you add brandy. I nearly forgot the most important ingredient. We've got honey. So we put the brandy in now. So now I'm going to add the honey. We're going to add about a tablespoon of honey. There we go. That's all that is. We're going to swirl all that around together. Look at that beautiful glaze on that pork. Smells divine. Now we're going to add the cream. This dish is nearly ready. So now I'm simply pouring in 200 mils of cream, of thickened cream. Look at that, beautiful. Now at this point, if you want to ramp up the heating process, you may just turn it up a little bit. So we're now waiting for that cream to thicken and reduce. If at this point you'd like to put a bit more seasoning, you can. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt and pepper. Great, and some pepper. If you're doing this for 4 people, use the whole pork fillet and probably the same amount of cream. And if you don't want as much sauce, reduce the amount of cream. We probably could have got away with a lot less cream there. And you can see now how the sauce is really starting to thicken. Some people can always cheat at this end if they want to, add a little bit of corn flour and water. But I just let it reduce until it's that beautiful, creamy, thickened. This pork, when you eat it, melts in your mouth. It's divine. And there we go. Now I've been reducing that for approximately 2 or 3 minutes. And you've got that beautiful consistency of the sauce. Now I'm going to plate it up for you. There you go, I've plated your honey pork up. As you can see, I've laid it on a bed of mashed potato and I've served it with broccoli. You can serve it with whatever vegetables you like, but it is yummy with mashed potato. If you don't want to put too much sauce, you can do what I did and just pour it in a little ramekin like that or a little jug. And as you can see, I have got a fair bit of sauce left over. So if you want to lessen the cream, you can. In total, this meal probably took me in under 10 minutes, and it's beautiful, cheap, cost effective, and pretty easy to get. Pork fillet, you've got pork for another night. Thank you for watching. Have a go.